All right. Shalom, 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 y'all. It's Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat, and we have a very good show for you today. As you could tell by the title, it is American culture versus Bible culture. And what we're going to do is just really go straight down the line, and we're going to show not only the agenda to destroy um, the nation of Israel in this culture, but we're also going to get down to the practical benefits of doing according to thus saith Yah versus the deceptive um, culture that is laid out, that we have, grown accustomed to being, hey, this is just how we live, here in America. And it's like, it's a culture, so it's the way of life. So it's like we're so accustomed to doing things in this manner and living um, the way we do day to day here in this country. We don't realize the ramifications it has. We don't realize even in the Hebrew Israelite um, uh, you know, culture, whatever you want to call it. Um, Even out there, even knowing the word, and even there's brothers and sisters in straight way that still don't get the difference, and see where they are. Um, what would I call it? Submitted to the American culture, I guess. The death culture, the culture of Babylon. They don't see where they're committed and submitted to that versus where where they're functioning in the biblical culture. And with this lesson, it's going to be pretty involved. But what this lesson is going to do is really show you how these nations have taken crafty counsel to cut us off from being a people. And also where, look, the uh, the culture of these other nations, some more than others, is just a death culture designed to eradicate them, whether they realize it or not. It's a culture of destruction, but it's more destructive to the nation of Israel uh, than others, and we'll get into all that. But what we're gonna do a quick comparison of you know um, Bible culture versus what we'll do just to make it even more extreme versus rap culture. Let's get it like that. That's the most extreme, potent poison out there that was weaponized against us. If you watch the um, the show I did a couple weeks ago, showing how the CIA weaponized hip hop. You know, I also went through in another video and showed how um, the whole drug epidemic of the 80s was orchestrated by our government, the biggest drug dealer on earth. How they brought all the crack in here. President Reagan, you know, the these people act like he's the best president ever. I wonder why. And he was right behind bringing all they orchestrated the crack epidemic. Okay. This isn't any what people like to call conspiracy theory. It's not a theory, it's conspiracy fact. I mean, the documents came out after the statute of limitations ran out, after his ass was dead. Um, he's gonna be burning in a fiery hell. Reagan and all those other bootlickers that were involved in that. They were flying the crack into Nina Airport and all that. And it's funny because after I did that show, some brothers, I know one brother reached out in the comments, and he told me about a show. It's called Snowfall or Snow something. It's a series, and it documents. It's a whole series. It's a show. It's basically showing the rise of Rick Ross, the drug dealer. And then one of the brothers here showed me a documentary, and it's like a series, and it's called Fiasco. And it really go, man, they go in deep in this thing, and they're proud of it now. Like, yeah, look what we did to them. You know, the whole crack epidemic, and then boom, they turned around, and I showed y'all how with the with the hip hop, how they weaponized hip hop against us. They shifted it from chemical warfare. See, first it was overt warfare, where they would overtly show their racism. Then they switched it to chemical warfare. Then in the 90s, they switched it to psychological warfare. And that's where we're at now to this day. With the Gayfer stuff, it's high level. Well, they switched it to psychological warfare in the 90s. Look, and in the 2000s, they switched it to what? Spiritual warfare. They just gone all out, just damn you to hell with this thing. So, but that'll be another show that I'm gonna do in the coming weeks or whatever. But we're gonna go in on the cultural thing, because a lot of our people, because we are people who've been robbed and spoiled because we're stubborn and stiff-necked. So our lineage has been erased from our memory. A lot of our people have no idea even what culture really is. We have been given this Black culture, this hip hop culture, and it's been given to us by none other than the CIA. It's been given to us by our enemies who desire to destroy us. Okay. So let's get into it. We're going to go into some of this. We're going to compare and contrast a couple different areas. We're going to talk about women, economy, career, conflict resolution, diet, the culture of loyalty, sex and relationships. And we're going to get into it. We're going to compare and contrast those a little later. But what we're going to get into first is, just give me a sec here. Okay, there we go. Oh, wow. Okay, I see what it did. That's fine. Yeah, but what we're going to do first is we're going to get into, we're going to just kind of talk about cultural things. And towards the end, we're going to get into solutions. And what I want to do is spend more time on solutions than anything else. You know what I'm saying? So y'all give me a sec. I'm going to get this thing organized. While I'm doing that, I need y'all to let me know how the audio is. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to subscribe to the channel, because this stuff's going to continue to come out. Need y'all to share this. Share. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so my audio is a 10. That's good. Okay. So, and when I say we're going to get into solutions, we're going to get into solutions, y'all. All right. So, we must win the minds of our youth. Okay. Now in the beast system says, oh, let them choose freely for themselves. You're your own person. And that's the poison they're pushing in their public school system. on the media, in the commercials, in the anything that comes on that big screen where they could get in there to you. That's what they're pushing, is their silliness. Okay. Um, but and they always want to push that, oh, let them choose and be free and think for themselves and this, that, and other. But the Bible tells us to raise up a child in the way they should go, and when they get older they won't depart. So if we instill this thoroughly in them now and program them righteously now, when they get older they won't depart. The reason why the majority of these children, damn near all of them, who get exposed to this media poison system out here, the reason they follow suit when they get older is because that's the way they were raised up. They were raised in a way of that, and when they get older, that's what they run right to. And what happens if the Most High, has his hand on them, he will wake them up and pull them back into the fold. But most of the time, a lot of damage is done. You know what I'm saying? They had to learn it the hard way. And we are in a position and we are in a time where it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, we have something. We're going to get into all that. But the reason why they sit there and tell you, oh, let them choose this, that, and other, is because they know they control the choices. They know we are inundated in this society by this beast system culture. Okay. Society has a path for your children. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't, I really don't need to go in any further than that. They have a path, okay, for your child. Hold on one sec, y'all. There we go. Yeah, they have a path for our children. And you know where that path ends. And we need to keep them on the righteous path. That is one of our main duties as parents and leaders and the people of light, the people of the way. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else we got here. There's a nation of people that this media poison is absolutely deadly to. Okay, or let's make it a little more general. There's a group of people that the poison that comes forth from media and society and the educational system is absolutely deadly to. It will be the early death of you and the destruction of your nation, and that's the nation of Israel. When you look at that nation or that race of people, whatever you want to call it, the majority of those homes, there's no father in the home. There's no head. There's no protector. There's nobody to protect what comes in, literally, but even more important, figuratively or spiritually. There is no one in these homes to protect what's coming in to the woman's head, to the children's head. There's not a protector there. And even in the homes where there is a physical man there, he has been emasculated by what? By the media, by society, by his mother, by family. He's been emasculated and spiritually castrated to where he cannot protect the home, can't protect what comes in there. Okay? It's war out here, y'all, and people don't get it. There's a lot of soft, weak, effeminate, bitch ass dudes that don't realize they on the battlefield. They think they're at the goddamn flower store. You know what I'm saying? The flower shop, flower garden, whatever you call them places. And they just smelling shit and oh, it's so nice out here. And bro, you on a battlefield. Them ain't fireworks, them is bombs being dropped. And we gotta get this thing, man, because it's critical now, boy. It's it's getting critical. I'm when I'm sitting here speaking, I'm speaking to me and what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here, y'all. We got to stop playing around. People are distracting themselves with anything they could find. Okay. And we are the most vulnerable people. It's like when you don't have a father in that home and a masculine force there, a masculine power there. When you don't have that there up in that home, I don't care how hard a woman tries or thinks she's doing, you can't replace what a man brings into a house. I'm one of the rare ones. I grew up with a man in my house. I grew up with my father in my house. Okay, and to an extent, he wasn't a man to the fullest extent that he needed to be. So in a way, I almost got both sides where pushed to a certain limit, my father would fully man up. He wouldn't be totally dominated by a woman, but in a lot of ways, he was. And what happened is when I grew up and I got older, when I turned like 26, I was a mess with women, and I had to study and learn how to truly be a man. And it took years. It was a journey. But when that void is in the house, that Yah intended to be there, he intended a man to be there. But when he's not in the house and that void is there, you got to fill it with something. And man, boy, that hip hop culture, is it some type of magnet to those people who have that void? And to the men who really have no masculine figure anywhere in sight, that hip hop is their father, and it's a evil, wicked father. It'll send you to the grave. And like I said, we're gonna get into that, but I'm gonna say it again. There is a nation that this media poison is absolutely deadly to, and that brings Isaiah 42:22 to mind. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. All of them get caught in a hole. And they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Okay? All right. So let's press forward. Y'all definitely hit that like button if y'all getting it. All right. It says, I wrote here, for men with father removed from the home or where it's emasculated, like I said, there's a void. There's a void for masculinity. There's a void there, and you can't explain it, especially to women. You can't explain it to women, but there's a desire for a masculine example in a man. That's the best way I could put it. It's there. You know what I'm saying? And, a woman just can't feel it. It is, and a lot of times what'll happen is men will suppress it, especially if they're in a highly female dominated home. The women will suppress it, and the man will suppress it and put on a feminine nature. But at what ends up happening, you see a lot of these shootings and murders that go on out here. It ends up boom, busting out and everything like that. there was back in the day, I talked about it before, there was an agenda to get the man out of the house through legal means, through the governmental system with welfare and all that. Now, again, they're more insidious, where they use weaponized music to destroy the household. That way they can keep their hands clean of everything. And oh, y'all doing it to yourself. Even though they fund it and they finance, the people speaking the toxic message and call it hip hop culture. They call it our culture. Okay. And again, it goes right back to that scripture. Why it's such a toxic culture that's permeated almost all of our people's minds. That hip hop weaponized African American culture that's so destructive. And it says here, Psalms 83, verse 2 through 5, for lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the nation of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So what it's saying is all the nations have come together and they're confederate against us. And if you read that Psalms in context, it's names nations and you can read it. But if people want to try to pick that apart, hey, look, let's just look at the fruit. Let's see if what I'm saying lines up. Let's look at the fruit. Okay? So, it's real talk. There's an agenda to cut us off from being a nation. Okay? There's an agenda there's stuff they put there. And like I said, we're going to go through it. We're going to get into the music, and then we're going to go a little more in depth. I'm going to show you all the stuff that they're just, through their manipulative, cunning, snake-like tactics, I'm going to show you all the stuff that's in your head right now. A lot of y'all out there, it's in your head operating right now, and it's causing us to not be a nation. And our people wrestle with it because it's a nation they're coming after to destroy. And you can't just pin it on one other nation. It said they are confederate against us. And the scope of this thing is insane. And I'm just talking about America. Me and one of the brothers here were talking about some of these other nations where our people went into captivity at. They're destroyed too. But my argument with the brothers was there is no nation as destroyed as us. And a lot of people are like, huh, what? We got jobs, we in America, we get money, this, that, and other. Yeah, but I'm talking about up here. And you're going to see, because when I'm sitting here saying this stuff, we're going to book it and we're going to evidence it too. All right. We're going to book it and prove it. All right. Let's see what else we got here. What is the alternative? This is a big question. We're definitely going to have to come back to this one. What is the alternative to serving the world or Satan's culture? It is serving Yah. And we're going to get into that. We're going to come back to that near the end or in the last section. Okay. So yeah, there we go. But let's talk about this music for a sec, okay? Music, music is music's like I seen this on this show I was watching. Music is like water, okay? And it's like what you could drink it, it could just kind of be whatever. You can put stuff in it, lyrics. You could put stuff in the water. You could put herbs in it. It could heal you. You can put you could put poison in it. It could kill you. You could put sugar in it, like a lot of y'all do, and it could kill you. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you, but it's a carrier of whatever you want to get inside people. Um, One of the things I saw in this show I watched, they were talking about that Arabic saying abracadabra, and the meaning of it is I will create as I speak, and that's what they've done with you know the music part of our culture because we are a musical people, and it's so powerful. And these people have taken crafty counsel. Y'all, if you study COINTELPRO and some of these documentaries, boy, they studied us. They studied us. And they knew, we're the most talented nation at music. And it's a big part of what we do. And you don't think there's a connection of why the music is so weaponized. And we're going to get in that. We're getting ready to get in that right now. It's so weaponized. One of the things Hollywood does just in general to the whole nation, to all these nations, especially here in America, is they're constantly trying to give you exactly what your flesh desires. And that's why it's just slowly you see it is spiraling down and getting worse and worse. Okay, because they're trying to give you what your flesh desires with the media, with the social media, the movies, the sports, the you name it. With our company, we do a lot of broadcast system installation, all this stuff like that. And we build up studios and do all this stuff. And one of the things I was talking to a guy, he was telling me about the football stadiums for the NFL. He said, they have fiber optic ran from every football stadium directly to New York. Multiple fiber optic connections straight from the stadium straight to the New York, the headquarters of the NFL broadcasting, whatever. And they have that set up like that. Then he was telling me when there's an event there, they bring, I forget, he said like 18-wheeler trucks. Like two of those 18-wheeler trucks are like a mobile broadcast studio, 2 or 3 of them. The rest of the trucks are batteries, full of batteries. For if the power goes out, there's some type of glitch, because it's just so imperative that they're getting them sports up in your head. That's the modern day gladiator thing that they had back in Rome. And they had the gladiator events to what? Pacify the people. You saw when sports went away for a while here in America because of COVID. Did y'all see all the unrest that was going on, all the rioting and protesting and all that? It was crazy. But it's directly dialed into those sports. But they control us through this media. Okay, and they use it particularly on one nation to destroy them. The other thing is, like, when we're creatures of repetition, so you're listening to stuff over and over and over again, and it's programming you. Oh, that's my favorite song. And if they put positive lyrics in that song, you would default to that stuff unknowingly. That's how you program your subconscious. Where they say like 80% of what you do is subconscious. But if you want to program that, you just listen to something repetitiously and you will. This is why it tells us to meditate on the word day and night. It tells us to get this thing ingrained to where, boom, it pops up second nature and you could be locked in on it. Okay. It tells you meditate on the word day and night so that when those temptations come, you could just automatically quote word to them spirits that are messing with you in your head. But what do these people do? They they repetitiously listening to wickedness. So what you gonna get? You're gonna get wickeder. And that's how you see our nation going. Music, like I said, is like water, and different types of music elicits different types of emotions. You got music you could listen to, and it's like like that soft music and shit like that. I don't like that stuff. Like, oh, to get vulnerable and let yourself go and ease out. Yeah, that's for women because women need to let their guard down and open themselves so they can be submissive to their masters, to their husbands. Okay, that will work for them. Me, I like soldier music. I like hard music. I like stuff that be banging, that get me ready to go to war because I'm at war and I'm a man. I need to be strong. I need to be able to stand firm in the midst of adversity. So the different types of music, I would liken them, if music is water, different melodies in the music is like hot water or cold water. Like the hot water or the warmer water would relax you and let you ease out. And then the colder water would tense you up and get you, you know what I'm saying? Alert. So it's kind of like an analogy. I wrote here, hip hop culture is the extreme of the effect of media on society. Okay, so it's the extreme. And like I said, it's been weaponized on purpose. Okay, it on purpose. We went into that. I did a whole show on that. So now we're beginning to come into, we're going to get into, now we're getting into the core of everything. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. And we come back to that question I asked. So now we're going to get into the meat of the show, the good stuff. And it begs a question. What is the alternative to serving the world and Satan's kingdom? And it is serving Yah's kingdom. What does that look like? That's what we're going to get into. And I'm going to tell you what it doesn't look like. It doesn't look like what you see in Christianity, these lying ass, wicked ass Christians, these lying ass, misled, deceived Christians. It doesn't look like that. Or it doesn't look like the fake so-called Hebrew Israelites out there that had just, they done spent the last, since I done come into this thing, was it 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? I go on YouTube right now, and them same people is just teaching more and more, just lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson, and still going to work, serving Babylon, doing the same damn thing they've been doing. Okay, it's not that. That's not what our biblical culture looks like. All right. Okay. Or, and then I wrote here, or any of these other religious establishments. It don't look like anything you see out there. Okay. That's not what this thing is. That's not what it looks like. Okay. Let's see. So what we're going to get into is we're going to start comparing and contrasting this thing. And I'm going to show you how deep the tentacles, the roots of this society go into you. Okay. how deeply rooted we are, whether we realize or not, in this Greco-Roman beast system culture that we call, over here, we call the American culture. Wherever you at, you call that culture. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I got a bunch of different areas. Career. Let's go with that later. We're going to hit that because career and economy, I got them too. We're going to get into that. Let's talk about diet, the way we eat. We eat according to that. We eat in their restaurants. We eat their food, all that stuff like that. Women. Whew, let's talk about the women and the effect this American culture has had on our women. Just American women in general, totally opposite what the word says a woman is supposed to be. They're very heady, high-minded, strong-willed. Um, uh, Now they got them gassed up that their career is more important than having a family and all this other stuff. And the sad thing is, when they get old enough to realize that they've been deceived, it's too late. Now you can't have no children because you're too old, and you're a goddamn monster, and nobody wants to be in a house with you because you just spent years being a monster. You know what I'm saying? Um, they got this thing, these boys, they call them passport boys now. One of the brothers here was showing me about it. And you got a huge amount of brothers, black men, just they go over to the Philippines. And these women over there have been raised traditionally. Now they got their bad ones over there too, but they got a large group of women over there. They've been raised traditionally. And he was showing me the video, and the guy, he grew up over there or whatever. He's showing you, hey, this is how you find a good one. Boom, 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 boom. And these women line up with the word. They desire a family, and they want to take care of their husband, and they ain't about running their mouths and all that nagging and just being a look. I just got caught with it, just being a goddamn bitch. Like this stuff we have to deal with over here. They're about the family, and these men are just going over there in droves and marrying these women. And, our money goes a lot further over there. The women are absolutely, they know those men have money and can provide for them, and they respect them for that, as opposed to over here, man. What men are having to deal with over here, it's a nightmare. Let's get into the men. Okay. Our men they grow up, they're dominated, they're emasculated, spiritually castrated, have no idea what true masculinity is. Every example they see on the media is either one extreme or the other. It's hyper masculinity in the hip hop and rap videos, or even worse, it's what you get from Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Soft, effeminate, hallelujah bullshit, and all that soft, weak crap that, never really sat well with me, and emotionalism. And you men need to express your feelings more, and all this stuff. And they call it hypermasculinity and toxic masculinity. And that's the example you get. So that's the poisonous American culture of men and women. The biblical culture is the man is the head. You go through the word, you see all the requirements that you have to meet of being a real man. It's a ton. It's literally the whole book. Who's our example? Christ. You look at the woman's role in the book. It's clearly laid out. It ain't nearly as extensive as the man's. It's basically shut up and be obedient and stop running your big mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's very straightforward in the word of how a woman is to operate. And boy, you talking about something they can't do. But it outlines it. It's very detailed. It talks about a Proverbs 31 woman, but it can be it can it when you've been poisoned by this culture in that manner, as I was, as most of us were, it is a journey to come back to biblical righteousness in manhood and womanhood. But it can be done. I've done it. Sister Coy has done it. You know what I'm saying? We've done it. Even in Straightway, even here in our assembly, there are men that wrestle with this thing. There are women that wrestle with this thing. Okay. There are a lot of people who've just gotten out because, hey, they just don't want to be a real man, or they just don't want to be a real woman. There's getting a conflict resolution. The hip hop culture, conflict resolution is put a bullet in somebody. In the world, according to the word, it goes through conflict resolution, where you have an issue, you bring it up to your brother. If it don't get rectified, or your sister, if it don't get rectified, you bring it among other people. If they can't rectify it, y'all part ways, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But that's our culture. But the culture they gave us, like on the video I was watching, and this is an old video, it's like 8 years old, but they're just talking about how evil the lyrics are. Like this song Lil Wayne had, talking about, I'ma kill that nigga, shoot that nigga, put a bullet in that nigga, toe tag that nigga. Like, that's the whole song. Boom, boom, boom. He going through his rap like that. Just programming conflict resolution. Okay. Diet, forget about it. That's one of their main weapons to kill us off, is through diet. Y'all, all you gotta do is watch my Hebrew health series that I do on here. Here's a big one. This is one that people don't see. This is probably the biggest one, is cultural loyalty to family. Okay. And what I'm talking about here is what happens. Our children grow up. We program them with the television, with the media, with the public food system out there. We program them according to Babylon. We program them to be loyal to Babylon, not to their family. Okay, this is huge. This is why we cease to be a nation, because we give our best years and our most valuable resources and time to building Babylon. And there are people in this assembly in Straightway, Florida, and Straightway, Nashville, that cannot get that. Their loyalty still lies to Babylon. They don't get it. They will give their best resources, best time, best this, that, and the other to Babylon. And that's not a good thing. That's why we don't have anything as a nation. Hey, look, I resigned from my career in my prime, where people were like, huh, you resigning from this, a federal job with this type of benefits and retirement, to be a blessing and to serve my nation and to bring this thing up? But a lot of people, man, they can see that example right in front. They can see where pastor got out 10 years in a high level in the military, boom, got out. And look at how Yah has blessed him and blessed us through him, where he gave his best years to Israel. Hallelujah. That's book. That's what it's about. Hey, look, I came out of the so-called Hebrew Israelite community out there with people who could teach this book. Y'all, I done met some people that know the Bible better than I've ever seen to date. I've ran into them. I've met them. I've studied under them. and they ain't doing none of it. None of it. And then I come to Straightway and I'm seeing it done to a level where I'm like, man, I hope I could catch up to this in this lifetime. Because prior to coming into this, I was like, man, life kind of boring. It's like, what else is there to do? Then I come in the Straightway. I'm like, boy, I hope I got enough years on me to get all this stuff done that I need to do in me, through me, and around me. All right, let's keep it moving. It says, so that cultural one, we're going to get into that one, but that's a big one. What happens is we take our children. It says, raise up a child in the way he should go. So we raise them up in the way of Babylon. And when they get older, they go serve Babylon. What we're doing is we're raising our children up in our culture and pointing them towards Israel and our nation. Showing, but and we're gonna just get into it now. What the problem is, and I'll read it. It says the power media and music and the education system, the power that they have on the youth is strong, and it's stronger than the so-called fake Hebrew Israelite community, where everybody's writing books, making movies, doing all these lessons, talking all this shit on Facebook and all the other social media, doing all these little Hebrew Israelite events and all this crap. Dude, the media and the education system and the music and this beast system society is way more powerful than that, because what? They got fruit to show. They have tangible. The rap videos, he telling them, hit a nigga, kill a nigga, toe tag that nigga, this, that, and the other, do it this way. And then run, gold chain swinging, money bag banging, and they showing the money in the car, boom, 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 with the women right here. And it's like, and then you look at your sorry ass mama and daddy, and they sitting there like this. Look, pulling up. I don't have nothing to give you, son. But what you need to do is go get your education and go get you a job for Master Charlie. And that's what they tell you. They send you over there. And then everybody's sitting wondering why we ain't got a "we shall overcome" and all that bullshit. But at the end of the day, even these bootlicking ass Hebrew Israelite, so-called Hebrew Israelite people, y'all ain't got nothing to give to the next generation. Even like, okay, you compare. Okay, I want to stand out here on the corner and yell at people for the rest of my life. Or I could get a job as a so-and-so and travel and do this, that, and the other. Man, like, F that crap there, man. I'm doing, and that's the problem. We ain't got nothing to give them. And we set them in front of the television and let the television program them to serve another culture. Culture wars. That's why I should name this. So the power media and music has over our children is more powerful. But yeah. Because what I wrote here is Bible culture, though, can be stronger, way stronger. Like this beast system has no power over what this Bible culture can have. When I'm saying Bible culture, I'm saying being obedient to what the book says, and stop trying to to keep one foot in Babylon and one foot in religion, trying to do one foot in the Bible, one foot in Babylon. We call it the Babylon hokey pokey. And you turn yourself around and you ain't doing a goddamn thing and nothing's going on. And that's what's happening out there. That's why ain't nobody got nothing. That's why stuff's a mess. All right. Check this out. I got a video for y'all, man. We're going to watch this. And let me paint some of y'all, and this is kind of old. Some of y'all have seen this, some of y'all might not. And what this is showing you in like a microcosm is showing you exactly what I'm talking about, where you got one brother, his name is King, I forget what his name is. But anyway, you got this one brother, he gets it. This young brother, he gets it. Then you got this other dude, he pushing, oh, we gotta vote more, we gotta do this and that and all this bullshit. Listen to this. Listen to this. Because this young brother gets it, but he still got ways to go because he gotta get in this book. But check this out, y'all. This is good. Y'all gonna like this. If it plays. But check this out.
You give me the list said about the voter ID.
Well, no, here's a perfect example. This particular bill right here gets rid of no excuse. Georgia passed no excuse 15 years ago, thinking it was going to help them. They're angry because you had people who voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and also John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock won. So they're changing the law because they're angry they lost at the ballot box. But for 14 years, it was fine until last year. Is that, again, do you consider that to be egregious on the part of Georgia Republicans? Why would they change the law because they lost? How about making a better argument for the voters?
I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I'm not against you there. I definitely think that is an issue that I believe you guys could fight. But that, again, voting is not my issue to fight. I believe.
So what's your issue to fight?
My issue, I fight for young black men before they die. And that's what I do in my organization. I do teach them to vote, but I don't tell them that voting is going to be the be all end all.
No one says the be all the end all, but it's a part of it.
But you guys promote voting like it's just going to change like the systemic outlook of the black community. That's not where it's at. We have to get out and go do for self in our own communities.
So so define do for self.
When I say do for self, you shared one of my tweets, my videos, and I was actually a big fan of yours, but you shared one of my tweets when I said black people need to stop begging the government and go and do for self out in our communities. Shared the video and called me an idiot. I didn't see anything idiotic about that statement.
No. So when you say do for self, like what? Explain that.
Okay. For example, here in Albany, Georgia, we complain about our school systems a lot. Many of our young men can't read. They have very horrible literacy rates. We don't have any rehab programs here for juvenile offenders. What I decided to do, I started a program 2 years ago, decided to do for self. And I started taking children into my home. I started taking custody of kids from juvenile court, and I started molding them and training them and teaching them skilled trades, etc. Now I'm 21 years old. I just purchased a school here in Albany, Georgia, to combat us being in the government-funded school, not teaching our children what they need to learn. So that's what I mean by do for self, simply getting up and going out and do it.
So
I beat the stereotype that I'm young, black in America, and I can't do anything because somebody's holding me down. Absolutely not.
So a question.
Teenagers went and go ahead. Me and some teenagers went and bought a school, and we just bought a school bus simply from going out and doing work. We decided to go fix our own communities. I'm not expecting anything from no politics. I'm not expecting from Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or nobody. We're gonna go do it for ourselves, and that's what I believe we need to be doing. I can vote, sure, but nothing's gonna change in our community.
So you went to the juvenile court system. Is that not government?
Absolutely.
So
dude, he go on. He got owned on that. This to say the least. But he went. He tried to come up with some stupid arbitrary argument, but that brother get it. Like that dude right there that was on there talking, he gets it more than all these so-called Hebrew Israelite establishment assemblies out there. You know what I'm saying? But what does that look like? We're going to get it now. We're going to get into the nitty gritty, into the details. Like, what does it look like? Because the word tells us, come out of her, my people. Okay. It says, be ye separate. It says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. What it is, a lot of people love Babylon. A lot of people love this culture. They love the mindsets that they hold that came from this culture. They really don't have that zeal for their people, for their nation, for this book and what this word says. They make excuses about what needs to happen. But at the end of the day, we got to come out of her. All right. So going into with the children, again, these children, man, they watch, they see. These Hebrew Israelite groups out here, they ain't got nothing to offer the next generation. That's why straightway, where Israel is, real Israel, there's fruit coming forth. Tangible fruit, where there's businesses to hand over to the next generation. There's land to hand over to the next generation. I was listening to Pastor Daniel and Elder Rob and Deacon, I forget what his name is, but I was listening to them last night on Lions. Then they was, the Most High was on them last night. They was on fire. And they were talking about with their children, their children out there, they're on land. Their children are working that land with them. Those children are educated on the land and not educated on the land about a bunch of dumb bullshit. Oh, are you a boy or are you a girl? You determine. Like, what the hell? That's the education system today. No, those boys and those girls out there being educated on how to grow food, on regular academic stuff, but on stuff that actually matters. How to use their hand and fix stuff, how to cook. One of the most important skills that a sister can have is cooking, because look, how are you going to heal the nation? We're poisoning ourselves out here in this wicked ass place. You can't even get most of these wicked ass women to cook any damn way. And everybody going to McNasty's and Booger King, eating that crap and killing their stupid self. So anyway, he was saying how they take the children, and like he was saying how he took one of the boys, and he said, that's what your house is going to be. When you get married, when you get your shy, we're going to build your house right there. Who can say that? But this is what it's about. Y'all, and I know a lot of y'all who are out there in Hebrew-dom, in the so-called Hebrew Israelite community. I know a lot of y'all still watch me. Y'all got to wake up, man. No, ain't nobody doing this. Y'all done followed spiritual combat for years. Y'all seen the growth. Y'all seen the fruit. If you haven't, you getting ready to. Because we're going to keep getting after it. When I look back at y'all doing the exact same stuff. Just talking. It's all talk. The women see that. The children see that. It's a bunch of talk. We got to be about the Father's business. It's booked. It's written. We go through this thing. So, yeah, man, just that. It just all those things you can compare and contrast about, our worship music. We worship in the Most High Yah in His way and what He's done for us. Their worship music that they give us, or their music they give us, is telling you to kill your stupid self. Our women's mindsets. I'm a blessed and fruitful chase keeper at home. I want to have children, like Pastor Dow was talking about. If you do it the biblical way, where you have multiple wives, you have tons of children, you raise those children up in the way they should go, and you're not chasing the government down for a pension and Medicare. You have a ton of children who will take care and provide for you in your old age. Not some old folks home that's gonna throw your ass up in the corner somewhere and let you sit with a pissy, in your own piss and just be a mess. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, y'all, this is real talk. This is facts. We talk about what are some other things? That's a lot of it. Let me see what else I got here. I got some more in here for you. But talking about the Roland Martin video again, it's like that's another thing they push, like vote. Oh, you gotta vote in politics, and it's an election, and who gives a crap about that junk? Like, them people ain't never did nothing. Like, ever since we started voting, before we started voting, there was a Black community, there were jobs, there wasn't we worked, we had our own businesses, our own houses, our own land. You know what I'm saying? We was hitting it. Once it came time to start voting, every year we had less and less. Now we just destroyed. And they telling the boys they girls and the girls that they boys. And shit all backwards and messed up and getting worse. The last thing I be worrying about is who getting elected. I could care less. And you saw that dude, the dude on there, that young boy, man, he doing it. I'm trying to remember what his name is. His name, I don't remember it right now. But yo, that dude's doing it. He started a school. He educating the children on how to work on cars and with women and relationships, and telling them, be careful with these women. And he doing it like he got the right spirit. He locked in some church, but he need to come into this truth. He'd be an asset in Straightway with that mindset. And then you see Roland Martin up there, sitting there, just pushing Massa Charlie's agenda. He's pushing the satanic agenda to keep you looking at these people who are destroying you. Vote for who? Like, who? Vote for who? When all these people, they tried to destroy us. Y'all seen them videos I played of Reagan? How racist he was, calling people monkeys, saying they should hang from trees like monkeys with their tails. It's like, these people are here to destroy you. Why waste your time trying to entertain them? Come out from among them. It like, to be about this action and to make these moves, it don't take a whole bunch. It just takes coming out of her with serious-minded saints that's about this book. What I'm saying here is book. But people are so, like Pastor be saying, self-centered, self-absorbed, and something else. I forget what the other one is. But they that. And the sad thing is, there's people who can't even see it. They don't even see their greed and selfishness and pride. They don't see it. And it's time to wake up, y'all. It's too critical right now. Like, people is dying off, man. Folks is dying off this thing, off their ignorance. Man, y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all put a 100 up in there if y'all understand it. If y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, we'll get them. I'll hit them. We'll hit them. But we have to see the destructive part of this culture. Like you got people, man, they'll work these jobs, work on some job till they 60, give their best years to these wicked ass heathens. Just give it to them. Okay? Give their best years to these people and then turn around and the company screw them out a pension or something like that. Or give all their best years to these heathen and they hold and then they look behind them and it's a path of destruction with their children and their family and a community and people around them that they could have helped. But you're selfish and you're buying into the brainwashing too much, man. Like you letting these people gas you up. And look, yo, I don't talk it, I live it, man. We, like I said, our assembly, Straightway Florida, Straightway Nashville, which we're getting ready to rename it. We're going to be called Straightway Studio. Straightway Studio, like a movie studio. We're going to be called Straightway Studio. And that's because we have a heavy focus on fighting for the minds of our brothers and sisters and sons and daughters. Okay. And one of the areas we need to fight in is in the area of media, because as things go on, these algorithms get cranked up more and more. It's hard to find the right media that we need to to cultivate the right mindsets in our sons and daughters, brothers and sisters. So what I did, I talked to Pastor, and we're going to be launching. Well, we actually already launched it. A channel is called Straightway TV. Okay. It's on YouTube channel, Straightway TV. That's where it's going to start out at. And what we're going to put on it is going to be mainly centered, at the younger brothers and sisters, at the children. And what we're going to put on it is what we do. We're going to upload videos of, things, some of the other community stuff they do on the land. We're going to upload, things we do as an assembly here. Just our lives and how we live. Screw, I want to, what I really want to say, but screw how these heathens is what they doing, what they living, what they got going out there. Screw that. It all leads to that. We're going to show what we do here in Straightway. Initially, our brothers and sisters in the Straightway Studio Assembly, we're going to be uploading all of our content on there just to get it up and going. And then we're going to start, we're going to have the other communities, give them access to it so they can upload, and there'll be constant there will constantly be content, new content coming on there. So you always have something you could sit back and watch as an alternative to this poison that they put out here, whether it's music or what you're cooking or what the brothers are working on and fixing, or how to do this or how to do that. It's going to be on there. And like I said, I'm going to get with the heads of the different assemblies and give them access to it so it could be put on there. The other thing that, a matter of fact, I got a meeting on this with some of our sisters in the assembly. I got a meeting right after this. Is the other thing we're bringing up online. It's been online, but we're going to fix it up and get it where it needs to be, is the Straightway Network. That is basically it's going to be like a Facebook for Straightway, basically, in a nutshell, where you could share stuff. You could have your store on there and all that stuff for people in our assembly. You know what I'm saying? In the Straightway assembly as a whole in a straightway ministry. We're working on that. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and it's just things I see, man. The Most High put on my heart hard. And yeah, it's hard getting the ball rolling on it initially, but once that thing is up and moving, man, it's just gonna roll on its own. So that's the stuff we're working on. That's some of the stuff. The other, we're working on a lot of stuff right now. The sentiment here in Straightway Nashville, Straightway Florida here is we don't have the luxury of time. You know, we Straightway Florida, Straightway Nashville, we feel we feel behind the the bell curve or whatever you want to call it. We feel behind. Okay. We feel like we need to catch up. We watch the Straightway Kentuckies and the Straightway Hub, what they got going, Straightway Indy, and these other straightway communities that are on land. And we know we need to catch up, get our asses in gear, and get on land and stop playing around, come out of our feelings, come out of Babylon in our mind, and do what we need to do to move forward. And we're making those moves. We're getting after it. Y'all, the brothers and sisters in Straightway Florida, I'm talking about not who are part of the assembly, our assembly. I'm talking about part of the home assembly, or the ones that I would regard as the nucleus, the ones who are making the sacrifices and giving up. Man, these brothers and sisters is getting after it. Okay, I'm just talking right now, but you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it because they serious. They get it. They see the example. They see the vision, but more so, they see the example of Pastor Dow, of Pastor Daniel, of Elder Rufus, Elder what's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. Of Straightway Kentucky, you know what I'm saying? Elder Mitchell. They see the example of Pastor Court. They see it like it's being done in front of them. It's not complicated, and these brothers get it, and these sisters get it, and they getting after it. Okay, so hats off to them because they get it. Now, yeah, we got our share of stragglers and lukewarm distractors and all these other. We got them in here too, but we done shift the gears on people who don't get it. We done shift the gears on them, and we just shaking heavy and moving hard. And what we've seen as we've done that, as we shifted gears and focus on the examples in front of us and not the distractions to our left and right and behind us, what we've noticed is some of them that the Most High is dealing with have also followed suit and got their ass in gear and started making moves. Okay? And that's what it's about. All right. So what I'm going to do is get in these comments. Okay? Let me see. I'm going to start with this long one here. Somebody said, I would love to see more of the sisters prepping, cooking, etc. I think that would be helpful and encouraging to our younger sisters. Straightway Cooking Channel. Laugh out loud. There's going to be a cooking show on there. Absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be on there. Prepping, cooking, all that. And what we're going to do is going to be all the communities are going to be able to, they're going to have basically direct access to submit their content to it. So it's going to be literally a continuous channel. And in time, we will take it to another step beyond that. But I'm not going to tell you about all that yet. All right. So good like your comment, Sister Nina. All right. So let me see. Let me see what y'all putting in the comments here. Somebody said, all right, somebody called me. I'm gonna have to. All right, somebody said straightway community sounds good. Sister Vanessa, it's not good. It's great. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're right. It is. It is good. Because it's book. It's Yah's way. And it's like Yah's burden is not heavy like Satan's. It don't weigh you down like that. You know what I'm saying? So good point. Good observation. Cornelius put that footwork. Only that footwork. Brother Cornelius, only that footwork. That's right. And he got the feet on there too. I like that. And let me put this up here. Because if you want to seek fellowship near, if you want a fellowship with Straightway, reach out to the dining hall. And that's that number scrolling across the screen right there. All right, let's see what y'all saying in the comments. See what else y'all saying. Somebody has a question. Are we able to get the Judah station back up? I don't know what the Judah station is. I know back in the day when I was out there in the so-called Hebrew Israelite community, I made the Brew Link, but I shut that down. And I'm what I do I'm part of real Israel, the real nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? In Straightway. And that's what I'm doing stuff for. I ain't wasting time out in the world with Babylonian Hebrews or Catholic Hebrews or Christian Hebrews or fake Hebrews. Like I ain't wasting time out there with folks like that. I'm about the Father's business and the Father's people, the serious-minded saints out here. That's what I'm about. All right. Bless you, Pastor Daniel, man. Hey, our what we do on Shabbats, we do virtual Bible studies before the Shabbat lesson from Pastor. And I'm gonna just put it to y'all like this. Last night's Lions Den is the topic of our Bible study this Shabbat. Okay. If y'all ain't check out the Lions Den episode last night, man, y'all better get over there and watch that. I mean, they was coming straight down the middle. They wasn't veering left. They wasn't veering right. They were just coming straight down the middle with it. And they didn't put they ain't put no cut on it. There's no baking soda at all. Yeah, that was you was on it. That was I needed that. Like in this dead season. Like you gonna watch that? Y'all watch that episode, you're gonna get deliverance off that thing. I'm serious. I got deliverance off that episode, and it strengthened my spirit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was solid, Pastor Dane. Sister K said, bless Pastor, saying bless Pastor Daniel. Sister Koya says Straightway Help Meets also has a great YouTube channel filled with wonderful content from the Straightway Ministry for sisters. Be sure to check it out. Absolutely. And some of y'all sisters, y'all need to have that going in the background at all times to get that. It'll help you get that mind right. But yeah, absolutely. Check that out. Sister Koya said, bless Pastor Muir. I think I pronounced his name right. Brother Adaya said, the young men need a construction channel to teach us in detail how to build. Again, That's what this Straightway TV is going to be. It's going to be, there's going to be playlists. So there'll be a cooking playlist, a prepping playlist, a construction playlist, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Children's playlists, all that. And there's going to be a lot of content being submitted. It's going to be good. Yep. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to get out there and do it. You got to, because look, the way you really going to grow in this, y'all, the way you're going to really grow in this truth is you are going, you need to call the number, find the assembly near you, and get around the saints like Yah's word tells you to. Not around the ain'ts or the faints, the fake Hebrews, but get around the real saints and actually live this thing and stop deceiving yourselves, as is the manner of a lot of people. They deceive themselves into thinking they're doing works, and they ain't doing a damn thing. All right. All right. Pastor Daniel said, glory. Truly fire indeed. All right. I like that. Lions Den was on fire. Everybody's great live last night. It was. Hey, y'all ain't checked that out. Go check it out. Bless you, Sister Koya. I will also look into that. After that, y'all moved heavily on my son Noel for real. All right. Hallelujah. Telling you, if you didn't see that message, check it out. That was a great episode last night. Bless you well, Pastor Daniel. All right. He got deliverance also. Praise Yah. I'm telling you, that's how solid that thing was. Boy, them, man, they was hitting a 1-2 punch. You know what I'm saying? With the way they was coming through on that thing. He got deliverance also. All right, so that's good. That's great. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Elder Kabir. Elder K. Bizzle. Elder Kabir said, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is. That's their manner. That's how they operate, you know. It says, but exhorting one another. And exhorting means encouraging. So that means it's a strong encouragement to gather together, to get together with the saints, to get sharpened. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people want to stay dull. Real talk. And it says, and so much more as ye see the day approaching. And do you not see the day approaching? It's like every time you turn around, this the global plague is getting worse. It's mutating and getting worse. And you could go and say, oh, it's this, it's that. Look, what I know is at the end of the day, the Most High is behind it. Whatever you want to say this thing is, at the end of the day, the Most High behind it. And it's getting worse. And the Most High gave us a way around it too. Hallelujah. With his herbs, right? And with his spirit. All right. And Elder Kabir said, glory, hallelujah. All right. So yeah, y'all. Oh, I see y'all still putting comments. Let me see what else y'all saying. Was it on Spiritual Combat? No. You go to Lion's Den. Hey, somebody post in the comments the Lion's Den channel. It's Lion's Den on YouTube. But somebody is gonna go in the comments and they're gonna put it in there. That channel. Okay. So when they put it in here, I'll put it up here on the screen. Okay, his channel. All right. And that's Brother Dan. That's Straightway Indies channel. And I think it's called The Lion's Den on YouTube. Okay. Okay, let's see. Somebody said, is Pastor Dow going to be here for the Sabbath? Beware. I think Pastor is going to be at Straightway at the hub. Okay. Blessings, Elder Kabir. Lions Den, Daniel Meir. So just type that in YouTube and you'll see it come up. You'll see them. They sit at a table. It's a bunch of the brothers. Brother Daniel's in the middle. So you'll see it on there. Thanks. All right. And there, they actually got the link to work in there. So the link's in the comments, y'all, on YouTube there. So y'all could get to it. All right. The link is in there. So anyway, y'all, I have been on here about an hour and a half. That seems like the new norm for me, going an hour and a half. But anyway, I appreciate all y'all coming out, tuning in. Definitely make sure y'all share this so we get this truth out to other brothers and sisters. Definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like, okay, and get this out there. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat, and shalom, shalom.